The start of Season 10 is coming tomorrow, and there's so much to look forward to. It's kind of insane, actually, how many improvements and features are being added to the game in Season 10. And we only really know what the Sea of Thieves team has chosen to tell us, and I'm sure there's even more stuff that they haven't told us. But all of the stuff we do know about so far is insane. Guilds is obviously the premier new feature that Sea of Thieves will be kicking off Season 10 with. And in the last couple of days, we learned a lot more about it. Not only will the guilds update allow you to create a guild for you and your friends, but it'll also be adding an entire new reputation, revolving around leveling up your guild. The way it sounds is that you'll level up your guild to unlock more commendations, and as you get those, you will unlock more guild-related cosmetics. And not only this, but the way the Sea of Thieves team has explained it, it sounds like any of your guildmates will be able to help you progress your guild's level regardless of if you're online or not. So it really pushes to be a community effort within the group. I love this idea and I can't wait to try it out. Next up is the brand new world event that's coming in November, the Skull of Siren's Song. This world event is going to be unlike any other world event we've seen in Sea of Thieves so far. In this world event, you'll get a notification and have to opt in to participate. Then you'll set off on a journey to find either the key or the chest. Another crew will end up getting the other item. And in order to get the skull out of the chest, you'll need to get both. So it's a very PvP oriented world event, which I personally think is awesome. They haven't really talked about what this world event will unlock, or even what the skull in the chest will be used for, but what we do know is that once you have the chest opened, your boat is going to be marked and move significantly slower. I can't wait to learn more about this, but it looks like we're going to have to wait for a while to see. Another thing we'll have to wait for a while for is Safer Seas. Scheduled to release in December, Safer Seas will allow players to sail around the seas without any threat of other players. Just you and your friends out in the vast world. This mode will limit the amount of gold you can make, the amount of rep you can earn, and what commendations can be completed, but honestly it sounds like it could be great for a lot of things. It could be a starting place for new players without having to worry about getting sunk by more experienced pirates. It could be a nice way to do some exploring or complete some tall tales in a nice relaxing environment. And even though all these things sound pretty great to me, I am most excited to use it for getting shots of stuff for videos that I want to make. I think that this will be a fantastic tool for creators. Of course, with a new season comes a brand new Plunder Pass. They have already shown what's going to be in the Plunder Pass for this season, which I will be showing on the screen while I talk about this. As usual, we have a ton of gold, doubloon, and ancient coin spots throughout it, and a bunch of cosmetics. I'm mostly looking forward to getting that super cool double-decker spyglass and the cannons with the big wheels. I think they look awesome. I did realize that there aren't any weapon cosmetics this time around, which is interesting, but I guess I'm fine with that. On the premium Plunder Pass, we have a jacket, a hat, and a hook that look like they're all from the same set, and a really cool swordfish themed ship set, which I am very interested in. We can't forget about the anti-cheat update. Although this was announced, we don't really know much about it yet. We don't know which anti-cheat it's going to be or when it will be implemented, but what we do know is that it's going to be a industry standard anti-cheat, which is fantastic news for the game. Next up on our things to talk about, we have combat changes. Firstly, the long-range hit registration problems. Sea of Thieves was able to narrow down most of the hit registration issues to shots missing that were further than 20 meters. They talked about how they brought on an entire team to fix this specific issue, which leaves me feeling extremely optimistic. Sword combat is also getting some well-needed updates, including much more consistent blocking and much more consistent hit reg, as well making for more meaningful and fulfilling swordplay. The guns are also seeing a brand new change with the removal of quick swapping. Guns will no longer be able to fire quicker than intended by using the quick swapping technique known as double gunning. I think this change is actually very good. I know there's a lot of players that are against it, but I think it'll make player versus player combat more skill based again and less based on macros or who knows how to abuse exploits better. I think that colored rowboats will be looked at as a pretty minor addition to everything that has already been announced or yet to be announced for Season 10. But I think it'll be a little extra fun thing to pay attention to. With this update, Sea of Thieves will add rowboats that are different colors, and those different colors will have different rarities. I think the different colors part will be good for keeping track of what rowboats are what. Perhaps if you're in an alliance with a lot of rowboats, you'll know which one's yours based on the color, or just trying to get the rarest one. But the part that I think will be the best is that if you have a rowboat on your ship at the end of your play session, you will have the rowboat on your ship the next time you jump into the game. That is absolutely insane. I'm really curious to see if this only works for normal rowboats, or if it'll work for the harpoon variant and the cannon variants as well. I know there will probably be a ton of cosmetics released throughout the season, especially with the holidays coming up, but what we do know for sure is that there is some spooky Halloween Emporium stuff coming out soon. First up, we have the ship set, which doesn't necessarily give me straight up Halloween vibes, but it's definitely a bit edgier, a bit darker, and a bit spookier than most other ship sets. This also comes with a matching costume that looks very vampire hunter-ish, if you ask me, but my favorite thing about what's being added to the Emporium for the Halloween stuff is the zombie pets. These things look exactly how creepy I would want them to be if this is what I was looking for.